Hi, this is Chris from Internal Conflict, and this is my Czarcie Kopyto pedal review. So, first of all, let's take a look at the box. It's just the quality of this is just unreal. A friend of mine does wood etching, so it's kind of easy to do, but it's not easy to get it to this quality. Obviously done by a machine, not by hand. The consistency of it's really nice. I wasn't expecting anything like this on the case it came in. Just the quality of the case. I mean, it's built really well. All the hinges are really heavy duty. Everything is heavy duty on this thing. It's built to last. I know people that have been using these for 8, 9, 10 years plus. Silly things. So yeah, it does weigh a lot. It's not much of a sacrifice to pay though, when this is what you get. So it's not clunky and heavy for the sake of it. I mean, it's just an absolute monster. Weighs so much, and none of it's pointless either, because I've really gone over this with a fine-tooth comb since I've had them, and they've thought of everything. But everything that they've done has been done to an industrial standard, so it's just so heavy duty, but such good engineering. I mean, straight out, obviously it's direct drive, so you know, it's such a smooth action. You don't need anything stupid under here to try and make the pedal do what it does, because that's exactly what this is for. You don't lose any effort. Anything your foot does is transferred straight to the beater, and I've never really been used to anything like that. It's the first time I've used direct drive. Always used chain drive before, and I never knew the difference until obviously I tried something else. But chain drive, it's always struggling, especially with the fast stuff. You just get the slightest bit of slack and then your left foot's overcompensating. It's unreal how powerful my left foot is since I've been using these, because it's too used to overcompensating. So it's louder than my right foot in some respects, and I find it's quicker than my right foot as well, because now the pedal settings are absolutely perfect and they're matched. Then now it's showing what my left foot was having to do with my older pedals to overcompensate. So hopefully you can see in here you get all your spare springs, 3 different sides of Allen key, and so you can take this thing apart if you wish. But you've got everything you need here to do what you need to do. Everything's packed really well. It's really heavy duty. I would call it polystyrene, but it's not polystyrene. I don't know what it is, but it's really strong, really tough. But obviously everything's cut and made to fit. Everything's spot on. These are your replacement beater heads. I mean, it's just insane, that is. I mean, what they've done is they've given you a little key, so the key just fits in there like that. That's a convex beater, and the ones that are mounted on the actual beater rods are just normal flat. So yeah, that just uses your key, screws in, screws off, so easy, and you're not having to compromise any of the build quality or any of the engineering to get that functionality in replacing heads and stuff. So this is really easy. Again, everything's standard drum key pretty much on this. So again, you loosen that, you can change your beater angle to whatever you like. Mine's slightly away, but that's how I like it. I don't like it perfectly up in the air. I like it to be leaning forward a touch, so that's why I've angled my beater thusly. These come with memory locks now, and the old ones didn't. These are actually from the new Extreme range, but these are a really good addition. Not only are they the lightweight Kopyto heads, because not many people used to use the Kopyto beaters, just because they found them really heavy. Now these are the lightweight beaters, but I can already feel that they're slightly heavier than my old beaters, but they're made out of wood. They're very small, so it's not sort of compromised me the fact it's slightly heavier, but it's definitely so much lighter than the old beaters. So a lot of people are just using these straight out of the box now, which is great. So what I'll do, I'll show you the engraving. So this is the new type of engraving, which now they have as standard with the Extremes. Everything they do is custom. So was up to me what I had on here. I've been really lucky enough to be asked to be part of the Kopyto family, which is why I've put my signature on there. That's my logo, which when I first started using Kopyto, I basically sort of modelled that on there, the Kopyto logo, and they don't mind, they're fine with it. So I was lucky enough to be offered endorsement, and so went down the route of having a signature. But it's just ridiculous quality. I mean, when you really pay close attention, it's silly good. I'm so impressed with the level of manufacture, but because all this is CNC sort of machine tooled, so just consistency every time. It's all ridiculously good quality materials. Right, okay, so we're going to look at how intricate this thing is, for how adaptable it is, and how much you can actually change. So the bit that really impressed me that I didn't really work out until the other day is that you can move this and this. So basically where it grips your bass drum rim, and where your rim's like your no-go point, you can move that up and down by just loosening both of these, literally, and the whole thing slides quite a lot forward. So if say you're using an electric kit, this is going to be really handy, because obviously you don't have the footprint you do on a bass on a normal acoustic kick drum. So I've pulled mine quite a bit towards the base of the pedal. It's just where I like the impact to be in conjunction with the cam, and I didn't want to be too close, I didn't want to be too far away, I didn't want to compromise, and I was compromising for an hour or two, and then obviously I noticed this, and then I've changed it now. So, but just how big and heavy and nasty it is, it's like once you've moved that, this isn't going anywhere. And just whilst I'm on the subject as well, if you're ever going to buy a set of these, they come with the strongest Velcro in the world. And so what I'd say, cut these into 3s at least. And I'd only have, say, because they'd be so small, I just pop one there, one there, one there, one there. That is all you'll need. They won't go anywhere. I have real trouble getting this off the ground now, literally to the point where I'm ripping up carpets and drum mats. I really didn't know it was this good. So I've put everything on, thinking that's what I should do. And that's it, because the glue's monumental, so these never coming off. So there we go. But at least I know they're never going to go anywhere. Already you can see that there's adjustments on the direct drive. It's not just bolted to the pedal as such. So you got the different height adjusters here. So you got 1, 2 and 3. I have mine on number 1. I think as standard it comes set on number 2. So yeah, everything uses a standard drum key fixing. Nice little drum key this is. Also it's magnetised, which I thought was really cool, but the thing that's magnetised it is the magnets that are on the actual pedal. And because how it makes the pedals, I may as well show you that quick. So there's no left and right. I mean, there is, as in only thing that makes it a left and right is that noggin there and that noggin there for when you put your central arm on. But for all intents and purposes, these are the same pedal, so they're not symmetrical. I don't care. It's easier for him to machine, it's easier for him to be consistent in his manufacturing process and everything. So yeah, you've got magnets on both, so you can have a couple of drum keys, because if you're anything like me, I'm sure one will go walkers at some point. Let's look at spring tension now. So on other pedals that aren't so industrial, on the screw you've got a little noggin that sticks out that's usually square or triangle or just a different shape. So as it locks into place and it's not going to go anywhere, so as your spring tension's locked where it's supposed to be. This is similar, but you've got to give it one of them to then adjust it, and it's not a negative, it just shows you how heavy duty this is. But when you're not used to it And I had to do a lot of messing about with these when I was sort of wandering through the different settings to get everything right. But yeah, again, I love it just because of how heavy duty it is. That isn't going anywhere, and the adjusting system isn't anywhere near the spring, but just how heavy it is, everything is going to be translated through. It's really precise to the point where you've got 11 points of reference, which is great, because why would you want 10? Because you're either stuck on number 5 or number 6. If you want to be sat right in the middle, then you're going to be sat on number 6. And it just so happens 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One set in 6, right in the middle. And the reason why I do that, I went right down to heavy, hardcore, ridiculous. There was too much resistance, they were too stiff. The point with getting these is for the smoothness and the feel, and it just made it too stiff. I'm not an extreme player. I can get up to 200 with normal hip flexor because I don't sort of swivel or do anything fancy. So I've compromised in the middle. It's great because you get so much feedback through the pedal because it's direct. You don't lose anything through the chain that would have been there. So just the translation of you to the pedal and the pedal to you, you just know exactly where you are all the time. It just feels great. So I don't need it any heavier to know exactly where I am, because the direct does that for me. But I want to have enough play that I can still play with dynamics, and that I'm not compromising the feel. And these by far feel the best that I've ever felt on a set of pedals. I've done a couple of videos recently, and I've never felt so comfortable ever. I think I've still got a couple of tweaks to do, but now they just feel great. But the great thing with these is that if you want to change the cam, you can change it independent to the footboard height. It's just insane, because everything else I've ever used, change the cam, automatically changes the height of your pedal. So then you're having to mess about with changing settings on your cam that ideally you shouldn't change, because the locking settings, you shouldn't really need to do that. And then you never know exactly where you were. And then the feel you had was lost, and probably lost forever, and then you're wandering around just getting lost in the settings. This is amazing. Everything runs off a central line on the cam. So there's your reference point. This one here is your beta angle that's completely independent from this. So when you loosen that lug, this moves up and down completely independent, and again, everything's using that as a point of reference, so you know where sort of zero setting is on the cam, so you'll never get lost. I play on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so just above half on the beta angle, and I'm on number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again for footboard height. It just felt good. I mean, ideally you want it, if you play on your toes like I do, you want your foot to be kind of flat as the balls of your feet are there. So that's just a nice height for me. It was any lower, my feet felt like I was sort of sticking them out slightly. So everybody's different. Some people have these really high because of the way they play, and they might have the beat head really close just because it's all extreme on a really ridiculous setting. Whatever floats your boat, tried all that, and I'm hopeless with it. It just felt so foreign to me. Even to say how nice the pedals were, it just changes the weight and everything. It's great how much diversity you've got in these pedals, but I did get lost for quite a while, so I'd sort of I just sketched my brain and start again, and I came up with this, and yeah, I'm really happy with it now. So just show you the linking arm now. So heavy as anything. Again, everything's Kopyto'd up, just nice quality, little touches that you don't have to do, but they did anyway. That is just something else that says what top grade pedals these are. Now, one thing I'm absolutely mystified with, every pedal I've ever had, linking arm, there's always been an issue where how it's holding that block in place, those parts just start separating out a bit, which means you've got a tiny bit of play in your joint, which means that then you're losing power as it's getting absorbed through the crappy joint. So as then straight away it's sort of getting lost in translation. You're not fully in control of the pedal, and that's just because it's not solid all the way through. So what they've done with this is they've taken the block out. There's no block there at all, and they've just put a massive strength ring around it. So that isn't going anywhere, like either one. This linking into there and that linking into here, they're not going anywhere, just because the pressure's equidistant and neither of them have got anywhere to go. So that's the strongest joint I've ever seen on a twin kick drum. It's just unreal. Again, there's no need to do that. It's a hell of a lot of extra material, which again, this weighs a ton to say that it's just the linking arm. Right, so I hope that you enjoyed my review. I hope it was informative, hope it was helpful. Obviously, if you need to get in touch with Czarcie Kopyto because you want a set of these pedals or you want more information, the web link should be there-ish. And yeah, just get in touch, see what they can do for you. Amazing service. Lots more content coming soon, lots more vids, lots more announcements from Internal Conflict Front, a few more announcements on a personal level from myself, and thank you for your support. Cheers.